The Chicago Bears have a critical decision to make with who to take in the draft. With the 10th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, General Manager Ryan Poles is under pressure to get this one right. And let's be honest, Bears fans, it's time to turn this team around. We're talking about a team that went 5-12 last season, a record no one is proud of. But this pick? This could be the turning point. The Bears were ranked one of the worst offenses in the league last season. Yes, there was a bright spot with Caleb Williams setting rookie records, but let's not sugarcoat it. The offensive line was a disaster. The Bears gave up a league-high 68 sacks. Think about that. 68 times Williams hit the ground, and it's a miracle he came out of the season in one piece. If Chicago wants to flip their record from 5-12 to something like 12-5, they need to protect their franchise quarterback, period. So what's the plan? All signs point to bolstering the offensive line. Two names are at the top of the board: LSU's Will Campbell and Texas Longhorns' Kelvin Banks Jr. These two players are generating all the buzz, and for good reason. Let's break them down. First up, Will Campbell. This guy is a beast. Scouts are calling him one of the most polished offensive linemen in the draft. He's got it all: balance, leverage, and strength. He's the kind of player who's going to win battles in the trenches. His ability to handle combo blocks and drive defenders off the line of scrimmage is top tier. And let's not overlook his leadership skills. The guy's an all-sec and all-American for a reason. But he's not perfect. His arm length isn't ideal, and he's had some issues with edge rushers using speed moves to get around him. Still, he's a plug-and-play guy who could start week one. Then there's Kelvin Banks Jr. He's another great option. Banks has smooth footwork and refined hand placement. He's excellent in pass protection and has the agility to pull on running plays. He's the kind of lineman who can get out in space and make blocks on the second level, but like Campbell, he's not without flaws. His base can get a little wide, and he sometimes struggles to keep defenders locked up on blocks. That said, his potential is undeniable. Now the big question: who should the Bears take? It's not an easy decision, but let's look at the bigger picture. Caleb Williams needs help, and he needs it now. This offensive line isn't going to fix itself. Adding either Campbell or Banks would be a huge upgrade, but if I had to pick, I'd lean toward Campbell. His polish and leadership make him the safer choice. He's ready to step in and make an impact right away. But wait, there's more to consider. The Bears don't just have needs on the offensive side of the ball. The defense has its own issues. This team struggled to stop the run and generate pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Do the Bears consider going defense with this pick? There's some intriguing options on that side of the ball as well. Players like Alabama's Dallas Turner or Georgia's Michael Williams could be game changers for the defensive line. Still, the offensive line feels like the priority here. Caleb Williams is the future of this franchise. He proved that last season, throwing for 20 touchdowns and setting a rookie record with 3,541 passing yards. Imagine what he could do with better protection. Imagine what this offense could look like if Williams had time to throw. That's the dream, isn't it? To see this team finally reach its potential. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The Bears have more than just the 10th pick. They've got two more selections in the top 50. That's a lot of draft capital. It's an opportunity to address multiple needs. Maybe they grab an offensive lineman at 10 and then look at defense with their later picks. Or maybe they double down on offense. It all depends on how the board falls on draft day. The good news is that Ryan Poles has options. He's got the resources to make big moves. And let's not forget about free agency. The Bears have the 6th most cap space in the league. That's another avenue to improve this roster. Poles can use free agency to fill some holes and then use the draft to build for the future. But here's the thing. The draft is where you build your foundation. Free agency is great, but it's not a long-term solution. If the Bears want sustained success, they need to hit on their draft picks. That starts with the 10th overall pick. This is where franchises are built. This is where the Bears can take a step toward becoming a contender. And let's not overlook the importance of coaching. Matt Eberflus and his staff have a big role to play in this. It's not just about bringing in talent, it's about developing that talent. It's about putting players in positions to succeed. The Bears have a young quarterback with superstar potential. They've got some pieces to build around. Now it's up to the front office and coaching staff to put it all together. Bears fans, this is an exciting time. The draft is always full of possibilities. It's a chance to dream about the future. And for a team like the Bears, the future starts now. The decisions made this offseason will shape this team for years to come. Will they get it right? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the stakes couldn't be higher. So let's recap. The Bears have the 10th pick in the draft. They've got two great options on the offensive line in Will Campbell and Kelvin Banks Jr. They've got needs on defense, too. And they've got a young quarterback who's ready to take the next step. This draft is a golden opportunity to set the foundation for a brighter future. Now it's up to Ryan Poles and the Bears front office to make it happen. Bears fans, what do you think? Who should the team take with the 10th pick? Should they go offense or defense? And what do you think about the state of the team heading into the draft? Let me know in the comments below. This is your team and your voice matters. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, bear down.